I'm a bit late on this one by, I think, a day almost, and, well, maybe not 24 hours, but yeah, this came out yesterday in, well, Texas American time anyway. And all I can really say is, yikes. And that's just based on what I'm looking at so far. I mean, it looks like the guy they have playing Spike, he kind of looks like. I mean, he should be Jewish because his name is Spike Spiegel. So, what made you think he was Asian? But yeah, and I have no idea why they made Jet black in this, but hey, if he was the best guy, okay. And the guy, lady they have playing Faye, I know nothing about. Same with the black guy they have playing Jet, I know nothing about either of them. The guy they have playing Spike, I think he was in Sleepy Hollow at one point. I think. It's been a while since I watched that show, and I'm not good at recognizing actors by their face. Granted, if I met an actor in real life, I'd probably want to punch them, but anyway. And the article is Netflix drops questionable first look at live action Cowboy Bebop series, Radical Edward still missing. And to temporarily commentate on Faye, they said they were going to change her outfit up a little. They did. Although it feels like they took her outfit and just gave it a like jacket on top of it. That's what it feels like to whenever I look at it. That well, not feels like is what it looks like, but yeah. With its November release date fast approaching, really, man, time really flies. It's been years since they announced, and I'm like, are they even going to release this? But anyway, Netflix has officially given audiences their first look at the studio's up-and-coming live-action adaptation of the classic Cowboy Bebop anime series. Though, as expected, the images do little to inspire faith in the project. Of course it does. It's Netflix. What'd you expect? In a series of several photos released by Netflix on August 23rd, fans were given the first official look at John Cho as series protagonist and all-around living embodiment of cool Spike Spiegel. Yeah, they should have gotten Keanu Reeves to play this guy, really. I really was hoping Keanu Reeves would play Spike, but... Mustafa Shakir as former police officer and current de facto captain of the Bebop Jet Black. Well, at least actually, let me go back to some real quick. They gave him a prosthetic arm. At least there's that, and Daniel Pineda as cryogenically frozen con artist Faye Valentine, albeit in a significantly less revealing and less visually interesting set of clothing than her anime counterpart, due to, as series writer Javier Grillo Muxuach, probably mispronounced right, previously noted the production team's belief that a real human being would never wear her iconic outfit. Talking about condescending cunts, but okay. Netflix also dropped the first official team shot of the Bebop crew, giving audiences their first official look at I'm the Welsh Pembroke Corgi without who boasts a genius intelligent thanks to scientific experimentation will appear in the series. Yikes. Again, I say again, yikes. To borrow it from the title of Lethal Lightning's video. Curiously, however, there is still no word on whether or not Radical Edward, the crew's resident computer hacker and Ian's closest companion, will appear in the live-action series. They're probably, I think someone said they might be saving her for season 2. Alongside the promotional stills, Netflix also released the series' official synopsis, which notably lists original series creator Shichiro Watanabe as consultant on the series, a notable change from the star John Cho's previous assertion that the production team did not communicate with Watanabe. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I'll just roll with it. The description begins, Cowboy Bebop is an action-packed space western about 3 bounty hunters, aka cowboys, all trying to outrun the past. It continues, as different as they are deadly, Spike Spiegel, Jet Black, and Faye Valentine form a scrappy, snarky crew ready to hunt down the solar system's most dangerous criminals for the right price, but they can only kick and quip their way out of so many scuffles before their past finally catches up with them. The description goes on, based on the beloved anime series Cowboy Bebop, is executive produced by Andre Nemec, Jeff Pickner, Josh Applebaum, and Scott Rosenberg of Midnight Radio, Marty Adelstein and Becky Clements of Tomorrow Studios, Makoto Asanuma, Shinsaki, and Masuyuki Ozaki of Sunrise Inc., Tim Coddington, Tetsu Fujimura, Michael Kateman, Matthew Weinberg, and Christopher Yost. It concludes, Nemec serves as the showrunner, original anime series director. Shinichiro Watanabe is a consultant on the series. And original composer Yoko Kanno returns for the live-action adaptation. The series also stars Alex Hassel and Elena Satin. And that's it. You should be able to see the image in the on screen as I'm reading this. And yeah, that's the article. And it's just, again, I repeat, from the title of Lethal Lightning, who also responded this. Yikes. The look does not look good. And that's not even into the fact that there were rumors they were going to be injecting politics into this thing as background stuff, but I do not trust them to do this justice. And for the record, I am not the biggest Cowboy Bebop fan. I got into it recently. This was back in, I think, 2018 or 17. No, I think it was 2018, around the time I discovered Vader Reviews because of Weaponized Nerd Rage. I actually ended up watching because I was stuck at this, I think some VA thing with my stepdad. He was off doing that, and it was either sit and listen to music or watch this movie they had playing with the guy they had in the Lethal Weapon TV series, who was a douchebag, by the way, and a drama queen and a prima donna and a cunt. But, and yeah, I was watching some videos. One of them was Vader Reviews video about The Last Jedi, and then I watched some Cowboy Bebop. So I watched that, and I liked it. Unfortunately, I'm someone who has trouble watching stuff over after I've seen it the first time, and also I'm someone who skims through stuff usually. But I'd seen, I think, an episode of Cowboy Bebop before this. This was years ago, back when I lived in Carlisle, I think. Like, this is before 9/11, I believe. So maybe still in the 90s. It was on. I was at my friend Alex's house. It was late at night, and I watched it. I think everyone else was asleep in their rooms, and I was spending the night there, and I watched it, and it was kind of creepy. It was that episode where something is attacking the crew, and it turns out to be bad lobster. Like, it was a lobster that Spike had left in a refrigerator. It was a rare lobster that he left in there. And then he opened it, and it was appalling looking. He closed it and ejected it into space, like he spaced it. And that's what little I remembered of it. I remember the scene with the refrigerator and him throwing something into space, more or less. And I remember the crew being attacked. It had a very I haven't seen the Alien franchise, but it had a feel that I imagine the Alien series had with I can't remember the actor's or actress's name, but the one with the things that have the tongue mouths, like that franchise. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm still relatively new to it by a couple of years. But it is a good series. I wish the creator would have made more to it. Like, I wish he would have continued on with it. Like, made more stories. But sometimes less is more. And sometimes things are only good for a short period before your creativity starts to run out. So maybe it was for the best. I don't know. But it is a good series, though, to go back and watch over and over and over. That's one of the things I love about it is it was made in, I think, the 90s, but it's still a fun thing to watch, and it still holds up. And when I heard that Netflix was making an adaptation of it, I was like, oh boy. Well, actually now I was like, well, that's something. And then gradually I kind of began to agree with Weaponized Nerd Rage. It's like, oh, they're going to butcher this thing. It's going to be a massacre. It's like Uwe Boll versus his critics. It's going to be like, oh my god, it's a massacre. Like, that's my take on it, basically. I have no confidence in Netflix whatsoever. Then again, I had no confidence with them doing The Witcher, and then recently I went to watch a couple of episodes on it through my sister's Netflix account. It's okay. I'm still annoyed that they didn't make Trish a redhead, but then again, she wasn't a redhead in the books, and they're going off mainly the books, so who knows? Maybe I won't like what they've done, but maybe it'll at least be entertaining for the people who watch it. I have no interest in watching it. Unlike The Witcher, I probably will not be watching this. Because I just have no interest in it. If it's an adaptation of the anime, I can just go back and watch the anime. At least with the anime, I know they're not injecting bullshit into it. And yeah, it's just fun to go back. Like, also, Cowboy Bebop, the anime, is something that you can go back to for inspiration. The Netflix one, I don't imagine will be that inspiring. Now, who knows? Maybe they can do something better with it. Maybe they'll inject stuff to improve it, but I don't have my hopes up. Like, I do not have my hopes up. It's like, well, hoping Netflix won't botch this is like hoping Disney won't botch another Star Wars movie. It's bound to happen. They cannot help themselves. It's just a part of nature for them. It's like the scorpion stinging the frog. It's in their nature. And, so yeah, I won't hold my breath. And yeah, just yikes. Just all around yikes to what the look is. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Have a nice day, and remember the game was rigged from the start.